This is a road trip from Mackinac City, Michigan to Glacier National Park in this, the Tesla Cybertruck, but it's not just any Cybertruck. We've got a roof rack and a spare tire on top. This trip has a ton of awesome scenery and some weird efficiency and charging experiences. So let's get on the road. This was such an exciting trip. Almost 2,000 miles, almost entirely interstate across the US. And there is 5:30 in the morning. Cybertruck is ready to rock and roll. Good morning. It is 5:40 in the morning and we are headed out from Mackinac City, Michigan to Montana today and tomorrow. This is going to be a pretty long day, pretty aggressive one even for this truck, but we're gonna make it happen. Our first leg of the journey here is crossing the almost the entirety of Michigan's Upper Peninsula along the northern shore of Lake Michigan. The first stop here is Escanaba, Michigan. This is a pretty slow going, like 2-lane highway through the middle of nowhere, 145 miles, estimated arrival 26%. We are rocking the roof rack with the spare tire. You probably can't see it there. So we're gonna see how that affects efficiency. Let's do it. We are officially in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Alrighty, we're just starting to charge here in Escanaba, Michigan. We're here for quite a bit. I think the next leg of this trip is pretty long. Let's quick check of the weather. 48 degrees and a tiny bit of a headwind. Not too bad here. It is a little chilly so our efficiency so far has not been good. Pushing 600 watt hours per mile, and that was more of a 65 mile an hour highway. So definitely the cold plus our roof rack is taking a hit there for sure. And it's kind of funny, we've been driving yesterday and today almost 400 miles and we are still in the state of Michigan. How about that? So here's where we are in the northern shore of Lake Michigan. We are just north of Green Bay by a little bit, and it looks like we have 182 miles to the next charger, which is almost a 3-hour drive. I don't even think there are any other superchargers. Oh, there is one in, what's Menominee. So here's that roof rack again. So just the tire up there, nothing else is up there. The roof rack itself is pretty low profile, and so it's pretty aerodynamic itself, but the tire is a huge sail in the wind. So what I'm debating on doing is taking the tire off completely, leaving the roof rack, and just throwing the tire on top of all of our stuff in the bed. If I can do that, we can drive with the cover open and we can kind of shift some of the stuff around and throw some stuff in the cabin. It would kind of sit right on top of here and it would probably save us a bit of efficiency and get us better range. Depending on how I think the next leg of this trip goes, I will probably be doing that for the rest of the trip just to have better highway range. Once we are on the trail in Montana, I'll be throwing that back on top, or if the weather turns bad, if it's raining, I don't want any of this stuff to get wet. So that's the tire situation. Alrighty, we just got some breakfast. Thank you, McDonald's. The nav in the truck here had a couple different options for our next leg. We opted for the one with extra charging options because I'm unsure about the efficiency today with the spare tire on top of the truck and the wind resistance that it has. So we are opting to take the interstate over the more rural 2-lane highway because there's more options for charging. We are 180 miles from Wausau. How do you say that? Wausau.
I don't know.
Wausau, Wisconsin. About 3 hours of driving, which is awesome. We have an arrival percentage of 5% right now, and the truck is kind of unsure about that one. So we might be doing the bailout option here in about 50 miles or so. We'll see how that runs. So let's chow.
McGriddles in hand, we didn't get very far until our podcast, of all things, started talking about just how unhealthy they actually are.
Oh my goodness!
Hey.
Now you're talking.
Hey.
Yeah. McGriddles are delicious. It's a dessert with sausage in it. Something about the cheese with the sausage and the syrup in the bit.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, God damn it! I know. It's a beautiful invention.
And I can confirm they are delicious. And that's Wisconsin. Welcome to Wisconsin. Only 400 miles later.
We just rolled into Wausau, Wisconsin. Just got plugged in. It's still warming up here a little bit. We didn't do much preconditioning on the way over, which was kind of odd. That last trip was quite a long one, 3 hours and 11 minutes, 184 miles total. Average efficiency, 539 watt-hours per mile. That was a lot of those country roads, the 2-lane highways, so not surprising that that's a little lower than what our average is so far, which is 565. Over 565 miles. Wow, that's interesting. But yeah, we crossed over into Wisconsin and we're here at this V2 for just a little bit. It says 35 minutes for another 117 miles. Not terrible. I hope that speeds up, but we'll see if that 137, 150 sticks. This is stop number 3, second stop, I don't know. But we have roughly 4 more stops to go across Minnesota and North Dakota. But we've finally crossed out of the waterlands of the Great Lakes region, and we're now more in the forests and fields of Wisconsin. Looking good so far. All right, we are wrapping up here. 5 minutes remaining to continue trip. We are going to leave with about 65%. We do have one bailout option in that Eau Claire, Altoona area. Altoona, how many Altoonas are there in the US? Because we go through an Altoona in, what is it, Iowa?
There's 11 Altoonas.
There's 11 Altoonas in the United States.
Yeah, Iowa, Wisconsin, Alabama, Kansas, Florida, Washington, Georgia, South Dakota, Ohio, and Louisiana.
Good grief. So we do have a bailout option here. Arrival with about 9%, 117 miles, an hour and 44 minutes. Let's do it. And the wifey's gonna take this one. How you feeling?
How long is it?
Hour 45?
I can do it.
All right,
used to it now.
let's give it an unplug here. Bum, 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 bum. Nice. Tire check, front check. Let's do it. Yo, this is the grocery store that I bought all the cheese at last year when I came through here to Alberta. I've been here before. I loaded up on so much cheese. You just wait. Just wait till you see their cheese chest. This is crazy. I'm so excited. All right, we just pulled in Menominee, Wisconsin. Looking at 116 miles this past drive, 572 watt hours per mile, an hour and 45 minutes. Not too bad. That's brought down our average trip efficiency to 566. Not too bad. Let's get plugged in.
What's the tire whack-your range up there?
About 10%.
10%?
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it is something.
Yeah.
And so then this corner over here is all like the ends, and so it's half price.
Just because it looks ugly?
Yeah.
All right, just like that, enough power to continue your trip. We are at 66% with 105 miles to go, 13% arrival. Good enough for me, let's unplug. plugged in here in Monticello, Minnesota. We crossed over into Minnesota on this trip after a bit of traffic in Minneapolis. This is a V3 with Magic Dock. It says 45 minutes to continue trip, 140 miles to go to Fergus Falls, Minnesota. We did pull in with a bit more power than I expected, 18% because of that traffic. Current drive, 104 miles, 544 watt hours per mile, over about an hour and a half. Not too bad, pushing almost 800 miles for the trip so far. I am still thinking a lot about moving this tire to the bed because this charging stop is so long. I might have to just do that here. We've got plenty of time to kill, already pulling 255 kilowatts.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, we're heading to Montana, so it's pretty interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yeah. Wild card.
Already, this is what we settled on. We've got the tire strapped into the back here vertically. Found that better than laying flat. I've also tied down a few more of these cases and stuff. So now the roof rack is bare and the tires there. Should be good to go. We are at 90-something%, so I am in a rush to get unplugged and back on the road ASAP. Magic Dock. There it is. We are leaving Monticello with a 92% charge. We are going to Fergus Falls once again. Estimated arrival after 140 miles is 26%. Hopping on the highway now. Tire's still there. Okay, let's see here. We just rolled into Fergus Falls, Minnesota. This is our last stop in Minnesota. This is also the first leg of the journey with the tire in the bed instead of on the roof. 139 miles, almost 2 hours, 553 watt hours per mile, which is a little less than what we had before without the tire on the roof, which is nice. I like to see that. We were also driving a bit faster than we were before, so to see around roughly the same efficiency at, 10 miles an hour more than what we had been doing is good to see. We'll probably keep the tire in the bed for the rest of today, but throw it back on for the evening to keep the Volt secured. 45 minutes here. The next leg of the journey is about 150 miles, so I think we're gonna grab a bite to eat since it is 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock Eastern, what we're used to. So we're in the parking lot of a Perkins, so I think we might go check that out. All right, we just finished getting dinner. We got a full 100% charge just in time. We are going to Jamestown, North Dakota, so our next stop will be North Dakota. 150 miles total, arrival with 29%. Let's do it. Woo, that's bright. just like that, we've made it to Jamestown, North Dakota, already pulling over 200 kilowatts there. We are not here for all that long. We're just skipping about 100 miles at 99 miles to Bismarck. That last drive was 148 miles, 2.5 hours. Really, really good efficiency without that tire on the roof. So 527 watt hours per mile. And we were cruising. We were doing pretty good speeds there. Total trip so far over 1,000 miles and still hanging 557 average on our efficiency. So taking a look at the map here, this map isn't really loading right, but we started way over here this morning, Mackinac City, Michigan. We've made it all the way over here to the middle of North Dakota. Once again, we're just doing this last little leg here, hour and a half to our hotel for the evening. We're gonna crash for the night and keep on going tomorrow, but for now we're gonna sit back and relax. This setup of the tire is actually working really, really well. I am debating putting the tire back on top for the night so that we can close the bed completely, and so there's no prying eyes looking at our cooler or any of my expensive camera gear. So I might try and tackle that here pretty quick, but that's a pretty easy move. And this supercharger is ripping. Only ones here, of course. Let's see here, 173 at 45%. That's awesome. That was quick. We already have enough to continue our trip. 66%. Estimated arrival after 100 miles is 24%. Let's unplug. Nice. And we have made it to our hotel. This is a days in just off the highway. We've got a destination charger here. Same price as a supercharger, but we'll take it. And we'll charge to 100% overnight, hopefully. Right now it does say 11 hours to full. It's a 200 volt line. So we pulled in here 11:15 or so p.m. So that's Central Time. That's almost 12:30 our time. So that's 5:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. for today. 1,171 miles total so far this trip, yesterday and today, 563 watt hours per mile. With the tire on top, we also, the last 100 miles, got 623 watt hours per mile, which is way more than that last leg prior. So that tire continues to confuse me a little bit. Let's go get some sleep. Good morning. It is 7:30 in the morning. We are pulling out on time. Today is another longer day. We are headed to Missoula, Montana. That's our route for the day. I'm not sure how much that will change. We'll be arriving in the mountains later today. Our first leg of the trip is an hour and a half, 100 miles. Arrival 25%. We're leaving with 74%, not quite a full charge last night. That's okay. Let's hit the road. And just like that, we are in Dickinson, North Dakota. I went pretty lead foot mode on this one, so pretty route efficiency, but we made good time. Not gonna lie, it arrived with 16% or 15%, not really sure. We are sitting here for a few minutes while we clean this windshield. All these bugs. Let me show you those bugs. Yeah. Crazy. So clean the windshield, probably gonna move the tire back to the bed eventually. That's full of bugs too. And we'll sit here for 20 minutes and keep on going. Yeah, I think this front bumper is a lost cause until we get to a car wash. I am, however, going to also clean these side mirrors and the cameras too. Alrighty, tire is in the back. We've got everything tied down once again. Tonneau cover half closed. Let's hit the road. This is what the back seat looks like when we gotta move the tire to the bed. You know, if we had passengers, it's one thing, but if it's just us two, not a problem at all. So just a couple duffel bags or backpacks. That's about it. Navigation says we're good to go, but it's telling me a 5% arrival, which is enough. Now it's 6. That's good. A second ago it said ready to go with about 2% arrival, and there are no bailout options on this leg of the journey, so we'll probably sit tight for another minute or two, but let's do it. I'll wait for that pack to stop and then unsplit. Good to go. Okay, we're gonna use, there's a bug. Woo! Oh, I didn't even get it. Do it again. I've never had to use that little sprayer before, and I guess maybe it's more useful for dirt than bugs. Huh. I guess it's cleaner on the outsides of the bug. The dead bug is sanitized. How about that? We've reached our destination, but there's another 10 hours of driving to do. Very cool. Welcome to Montana.
How's it feel?
It feels like North Dakota. This is Glendive, Montana. Arrived at 11%. This is another stretch where we hammered down and really got some miles in good time. 619 watt hours per mile, which is, yeah, still about 10% better with the tire in the bed as opposed to the roof. We'll be here for 20 minutes or so. We're already pulling 250, 248. Looking good. Bada bing, bada boom, we're ready to go. 55%, 9% arrival, that's more than enough. Let's unplug. So we just met a couple at the supercharger in Glendive who have been stranded there for 5 days. 5 full days they've been stranded at that supercharger at the hotel. So they told us that they were driving through the construction zone that's around here, and they blew 2 tires in the construction zone. They ran over something. They called Tesla roadside. Tesla said, hey, we can either, I guess your only option is to get towed to the local service center, which is actually 2 states away in Colorado. That's like 500 or 600 miles from here at least. And they said, yeah, right. We're not, because then they would have to drive all the way back to where they're going. So they went to the local tire shop, and the local tire shop said it's going to be 5 days to get the tires shipped in. And they're like, sure, fine, whatever. We'll sit back and relax. And so they have been at that hotel with a broken down car with 2 blown tires for 5 days now. Luckily, today was their day that they were supposed to get fixed and back on the road. But they were in good spirits, they had a good laugh, and they seemed to be having a good time either way. So good on them, good. But just a cautionary tale for folks who are driving these long distances through North Dakota, through Montana. Stuff happens. It happens. But be prepared, have a plan. And if that plan is getting towed to Colorado, I guess that's your plan. We arrived with 6%. That last bit there was 76 miles. Our tailwind turned into a headwind, and we can see that in our efficiency, 739. But we're gonna rip this one for a bit. I believe this is quite a deep charge. The next stretch is 140 miles, and we're gonna start getting into the mountains a bit. So I believe, is there a bailout option if we wanted? No, there's not. So I guess hour and 15, that's a really long time. We're to keep an eye on that, see if we can't bring that down a bit. But we are making a really good time. Current ETA is 9:08 to our hotel in Missoula, Montana. Originally, I think that said something like 10 or 11 p.m. So we are making really, really good time. Locked at 250. Nice. What do we got? We got some bananas. Nice. Some nuts.
How you guys
Hey,
doing?
what's going on?
How you like this thing?
Loving it.
Yeah?
Loving it. I wish I could show you just how hot this gets. This isn't even in the sun, and this is really, really hot to the touch. It's almost, if you left your hand on there for a little too long, you'd probably be, I mean, it's uncomfortable to touch. And this whole cable is piping hot. And I'm curious what we're actually pulling here. Yeah, 219. I got these traction boards, and I have no idea how to actually mount them, not the bag, mount the traction boards themselves to the roof. I think I need to stop at some kind of hardware store, camping store, and get some kind of T-track mounting solution for those so that they can fit right in those, right in that T-track front and back, just like the tire mount is. So TBD on that, I guess we'll find out.
We have significant updates across the entire lineup. So let's start off with a new generation of AirPods.
This also said 3 hours at one point, and now it says, and then it said 2:45, and now it says 2:10. All right, 6% arrival into Billings, 99% we're leaving with. I'm good to unplug. Make sure the bed's all good, looking good. Nice. Oh, okay. I guess that works. Alrighty, it is incredibly smoky out here. I hope that picks up on camera. And there is a stench. There's absolutely a stench. This is where we turn on biohazard or bioweapon defense mode. Get rid of that smoke. It told us we were going to arrive with 4 or 5%. We actually arrived with 10, except we went to a different supercharger that was an additional 20 or 30 miles down the road. As we drove, it recalculated and found out that, yeah, we actually had more than enough power. And so once again, it wants us to charge almost to 100% to travel 100 and not even 140 miles. So this one, do we have bailout options? We do have a bailout option. So here we're probably gonna leave way earlier than what the truck wants us to do, but pulling 250, I like it. Alrighty, 5% arrival with 2 bailout options. We are going to unplug. They painted these lines way wrong. I don't quite understand. Wait, I gotta go here. Bingo. Bed check, cable check. Let's do it. These are also painted wrong.
I was gonna say, this one's
These stalls are right in the middle. Oh boy. Yeah, so these stalls are right in the middle of the parking space. Whatever contractor painted these is not right. You have to park with your corner right to the stall because that's what reaches. 136 miles, almost 2 hours, 627 watt hours per mile, not too bad. We just crossed over a megawatt hour of electricity used, and it looks like we are already ready to go to the next stop. 50% charge for 79 miles, hour and 10 minutes. Let's unplug. No way. The Cybertruck's getting a tow. Did he run out of charge? Did he break down? Is he getting delivered? Because they can't deliver in the state to a service center. He does not have a license plate. That must be a brand new unit getting delivered to someone's house. Home delivery. And it's got the wheel covers. That's a brand new unit with the core tires. Wow. They don't have any service centers in the state of Montana.
So it's just being towed by
Yeah, so they hire a local dude to go deliver it to the person's house. That's so crazy. That's a brand new one. These lines are also not painted correctly. I'm parked on one of them because the cable won't reach otherwise. Right in the middle. I don't understand. So we arrived with 9%. That one was 78 miles, a shorter one this time around, 632 hours per mile. And so far, 595 is our total trip average. We've got one more stop, and our next stop is actually, we're stopping for the night, and we are way ahead of schedule now, saying 7:18 p.m. That once said 11 p.m., so I'm pretty happy with that. That last stretch is hour 45 minutes, 123 miles. Let's eat. Alrighty, we've charged to 73% for the last 123 miles. Let's unplug. Had a good bite to eat. Sunset should be pretty good through the smoke here. Let's go. Alrighty, we've arrived in Missoula, Montana. Let's plug in. Nice. Once again, with the lines, I don't know what is going on here. Look at our stats here. This is our last stop for the day. Our hotel is right across the street, which is super convenient. We arrived with about 19%. We lost a lot of elevation, so that was good in our efficiency, 507 over 122 miles. So far this trip, just shy of 2,000 miles, 1.1 megawatt hours, and an average efficiency of 589. Sun is just going down here over the mountains in Missoula. We'll be picking this back up tomorrow as we head north towards Glacier National Park and Kalispell, and that will be another 2 or so hours north right around here. So that is it for the night. We're going to charge up before we hit the sack, and I guess we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. You joined us right where we left off here at this truck stop. We charged to 100% at the supercharger this morning, and we are headed north into Glacier National Park. We're going straight to the national park this morning. No other big stops here. Oh, there's sub-locations now. That's new in the software. Wow. Logan Pass Visitor Center. Sure. Let's see how long this will be. There is currently no superchargers or DC fast chargers that are compatible with the truck in Kalispell. This looks to be a 3.5 hour drive, 160 miles, arriving with 43%, and that's to the middle of the park. That's up quite a bit in elevation. That is at the top of the Going to the Sun Road. So if we go that far, having a lot of fun and also regenning a lot on the way back down. Our campsite tonight, our final destination is in Coram. There is a small campground there that we'll be staying at with plugins, hopefully. So 100%. Let's get on the road. Let's finish out this drive. Alrighty, we found a level 2 charger off the beaten path here. This one, we didn't really need a charge. However, we had to both use the bathroom and we both wanted to clean the windshield. So we thought we might as well do that at a place with an extra kilowatt hour. We're in the town of Big Fork, Montana, on the shores of Flathead Lake. 2 chargers up here, 2 chargers up top. Interesting. So far, really good efficiency, 90 miles so far, but we're about halfway there, hour and a half, under 400 watt hours per mile. So that's pretty close to rated efficiency, even with the tire on top. I did put the tire back on top last night. Well, we grabbed some coffee, we cleaned the windshield, and after 4 kilowatt hours gained, it's not much for this thing. You're gonna head back on the road, 70 miles to go.
And this was, in fact, our last charging stop of the trip. And let me tell you, driving north, the last couple of miles into Glacier National Park in the Tesla Cybertruck gave me goosebumps. This is what this trip was all about. This is why we came.
And we made it. This is Glacier National Park, and behind me is the Cybertruck. This has been one heck of a trip. I am so excited to be on the ground here near Kalispell and be doing some off-roading, some hiking, all this stuff. More to come. That's the end of this video. But now it's time to explore. It's time to off-road. Now let's get down to business. I'll see you guys in the next one.